Those were some dope shots, right? I hope you guys like those drone shots and cinematics. Let's get into the actual video now. Well, let's come to the topic now. As I said earlier, we're going to see the review of the BMW GT10 GS. As of now, the bike has completed almost 6,600 kilometers, and it's been almost a year since I bought this beautiful machine. This video is going to be divided into two parts. First will be the pros and then the cons. So first, let's see the pros of this bike. The first pro will be the suspension of this bike. If you ask me, all the money that I spent is just worth because of the suspension. It's so damn good that when you go on some patchy road, body will be completely still because the suspension will be doing all its work. You know, if you guys want to do more of touring, yeah, definitely close your eyes and just go for this bike because the suspension is so damn good. It's so soft. It's the best in the segment, man. Well, the next point will be the looks of this bike. I don't need to explain anything over here because you guys can see the bike for yourself. This is one of the best looking gorgeous motorcycle in this segment. If you consider 300cc segment, you have the KTM 390 as well as the Himalayan, and this bike is one sexy bike. You know, it's a head turner. Wherever you go, it's a head turner. People usually, this is just a 300cc motorcycle, but people, you know, they think it's something like 900 or 800cc. And I'm talking all this without the pannier setup. Once you load this with panniers and top box, then oh, it's a different topic. Now let's come to the quality of this bike. It's BMW, so it's going to be top notch. Everything is top notch in this bike. Switches, it will feel very premium. The handling, even if when you twist this throttle, you know, even this feels very premium on this bike when you compare it with other segments. Obviously, I mean, when you compare it to other bikes in the same segment, this bike feels very premium. And even the after sales service of this bike is very good. And this is also due for service now. Mostly next month I'll be doing the service, and till now I have not faced any issues as of now. Everything is perfect. It's going to be a general service. Next will be the service interval of this bike. Now this can be debatable to some people. According to me, in this segment, you know, consider the 360 segment where you compare it with KTM 390 Adventure and the Himalayan. KTM 390 Adventure, it has to go for 2 services in a year, 6,000 km once, and same goes with the Himalayan, I guess. No, Himalayan is also 1 year, but you know, Himalayan has many quality issues. And the other one is, let me go to TRK, Berry TRK, which I took a test drive before buying this bike. And even they said it's 6,000 km once. That's going to be 6 months once. This interval for this bike is for 1 year. Now when you compare it with other bikes, it's just 6 months once. Why spend you know, twice a year for service? And also, why should we take the bike to the service? And I don't like you know, leaving my bike in the garage for like so many days, or you know, it should, if I buy a bike, it shouldn't get repaired easily, and I should own the bike. That's how I like the bike to be. So that's why this is also under a pro section, the service interval. So next will be the power of this bike. Well, the power of this bike is 35 bhp. That's the horsepower. It's going to be 35 bhp, and this is perfect for me. And this point, I'm talking of my personal experience and my personal choice, because each rider over there, they will have different they will have different needs when they get into buying a bike. For me, I don't cruise like 150 or 160 kilometers per hour, and I don't do like you know, some records like complete 1,000 kilometers in 24 hours or something like that. No, I'm a very casual rider. I take enough number of breaks. I cruise at about 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, and this bike is perfect for that. It's perfect for every condition, you know. Its sweet spot is 90 to 100 is the sweet spot of this bike. So one more pro of this bike are these brakes. These brakes are brilliant, man, brilliant. I mean, so good. Only in dry conditions. When you ride it in rainy conditions, it's a little bit spongy. It's not the worst of brakes, but I feel it's a little bit spongy. You'll get used to it. It's not the worst. So under the con, the first one is going to be the looks of the bike. Yeah, this was also a pro. And the cons, I'll tell you the cons now. As I said earlier, this is one beautiful looking machine, and it grabs a lot of attention. So what happens is, when you park this bike somewhere in a public space, you know, you always get that fear because people, they just come and sit on the bike. When I was in Chikmagalur, there were many people who wanted to sit on the bike. Actually, they even sat on the bike. When I was coming down, I saw they even sat on the bike and they switched on the aux light without the ignition being on. You know what will happen after that? The battery will be drained. Always be in the back of the head for me as a rider. If you want to explore wherever we go, obviously you have to park this bike in some public places, and then only we can go. I can call no, or else that I can call that as a fear, because people might sit on the bike, and I have no issues people sitting on the bike, but I don't want people to, you know, mess up the things on the bike. Like, now see, I have installed this cruise control. If they shift this something, the accelerator will become tight, and that time, you know, that's like a, you know, I don't like that. That's my choice. I don't like that. That's my personal opinion. I don't mind people sitting on the bike taking pictures with it. I don't mind, but I just don't want them to mess with any of the switches over here. So that's my fear. So that's why the looks are under the cons as well. So yeah, the next con is going to be about the gearbox. The number one major disadvantage of this bike is the gearbox, man. It's so freaking hard, so hard. It's one of the most hardest gearboxes I've ever faced in my life, man. Seriously, I never expected it to be like this. You can see my shoes over here. Look at that. There's a patch, you know, it's like wearing out now. It's so hard. It was so hard, and now I've put this rubber like thing so that it protects my shoes, and it's quite hard. Yeah, it's quite hard. I heard that it is like this only with the 310 GS, and the higher cc bikes are like pretty soft. I mean, only for the first and second gears. After that, it's quite soft. Only if you can ride with these boots, then yeah, you will feel the softness. But if you are going with some normal Crocs or normal sports shoes, you will feel the pain for the first and second gear. Okay, now let's come to the spare parts of this bike. You see this logo? Because of this, the spare parts cost are very high, and not only that, some of the spare parts will not be available, you know, in the service centers. So once you damage something or something gets worn out on your bike, you have to leave your bike for almost 1 week in the service centers, and they have to order it, and then so once they get the product, only then you know, they will install it. That's one disadvantage, and the costs are like pretty high. Just because of this logo called BMW, the spare parts are very high. Also, before ending this video, I'd like to thank Sri Kumar for helping me shoot this beautiful shots of the bike, and capturing some amazing drone shots. So yeah, that's a wrap of this video. I hope you guys like this video, and also these are my personal points that I mentioned for this review. But if you guys are planning to buy this bike, then definitely go take a test ride, see it for yourself, and if you feel comfortable, and if you have the budget to maintain this bike, or even, you know, purchase this bike and maintain it as well. Purchasing any bike is easy, man, but maintaining this bike is really difficult, especially when there is, you know, some damage in the spare parts. So if you guys can afford it, then definitely go for this bike. This is one of the best bike for touring. As I said, the cons are like, only the major cons are just the service cost, I mean the spare part cost and the gearbox. That's it. Apart from that, everything else is manageable. If you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys like the content that I make, then do consider subscribing to my channel, and do share it with your friends. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.